is great because she has, throughout his adult life, chosen to serve humanity. 2 weeks ago, I was at an airport in Africa at Bole in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. An old man approached me and told me the tragedy of Africa is that we rhapsodize our men and women when they are dead and vilify them in life. Yet wisdom demands that we lionize men and women who have done good when they are alive. Today we choose to lionize you when you are alive. I've had the advantage of listening to the speakers who came before me. And I could very well say that when I listen to the passion and erudition of Dr. PK, he spoke for me. When he defined what leadership is all about, he spoke for me. And I could very well sit down, but I will not sit down. When I listen to the intelligent and at once beautiful lady, Madame Fall, from Senegal, she spoke for me. I could very well sit down, but I will not sit down. I also had the almost apocalyptic and doomsday scenario painted by. And for those of you who are digital, you must have assumed for one moment your life is at an end. I can assure you that there is life beyond. But there is a sense in which he defined what the world is about. I then had the advantage of listening to the panel discussion. Anil, my friend whom we are in the business of meeting after every 12 months, spoke about what leadership is all about. And he spoke about leadership and what leadership does. I listened to Emmanuel from Zimbabwe and the many things that he has done over the years and how he has been able to identify that leadership is about service. And I did not stop there. I listened to the incoming district governor, Rosette, explaining to us what Rotary does and how it utilizes our funds for the general good.
Well, folks, good evening and welcome to today's edition of the Riverside Talk. It's been a couple of days we haven't been here. It's a pleasure to be on the airway here tonight with you guys. And wheresoever you're watching from, wheresoever you are, I want to say thank you for following us. It is the Twah River Online TV, and we're here again tonight with another edition. I want to say thank you to you all for your time, and we appreciate you here for liking and sharing our page. Tonight we will be diving into a couple of discussions, but before then, let's listen to Professor P.L.O. Lumumba. He's talking about leadership. After that we will talk about why we are here tonight.
And perhaps leadership is service. It's when you serve that you lead. And perhaps over the years, We have misunderstood what leadership is all about. Then we had the occasion of listening to Dr. Diana, whom I've had the opportunity of meeting. Here came all the way from the Deputy Prime Minister of the Kingdom of the Buganda, which gave meaning to the whole idea that when we talk about leadership, it's about learning. We are here, therefore, this evening, sacrificing our time and our money that we may lead through service.
Well, we'll hold you right there. Leadership is about learning, and also it's about serving. That was the voice of Professor P.L. Lumumba, one of Africa's finest sons, a Pan-Africanist. And he has always been in the forefront of the Africa unity, and always bringing light to the continent of Africa. We will one day miss him, but yet still, a voice still live with us, and we will continue to play his voices everywhere. Now, that brings me to today's discussion and the reason those topics that we will be discussing here today. First and foremost, let's say congratulations to our brothers and sisters graduating from Cottington University, both graduate and undergraduate. We have a lot of Liberians leaving the world of Cottington University today. It's not just Cottington, I am told. MyGB is also putting out, MyGB also put out a graduate, MyGB University put out a graduate today too as well. And Cottington also put out a graduate today as well. But folks, if you know, I don't know, man. Politics is such a very is in a way that I am yet to understand what reality politics means and what reality politics is. You know, I just don't really know. On a serious note. But before diving into that, some of the major headlines, I know some of you might have heard this yesterday. This is from the Executive Mansion of Liberia, which says that President Bouaka suspend INCHR chairperson and appoint acting chairman pending investigation. So this was written on the 26th of June 2026, and it says Monrovia, Liberia, President Joseph which says President Joseph Newman Bouaka Sr. has suspended the chairperson of the Independent National Commission on Human Rights, Councillor Dexter Brown, for an indefinite period without pay, pending the outcome of investigation into serious allegations of misconduct. The decision followed a formal complaint submitted by commissioners to the commissioner of the INCHR, alleging that Councillor Brown forged their signature on a petition for writ of habeas corpus filed before the Supreme Court of the Liberia on November 12, 2024. According to the complaint, the petition was filed without knowledge or consent of the affected commissioners, who further contended that Chairman Brown misrepresented the filing as an official decision of the commission. So in short, Brown works with a couple of commissioners at the Independent National Commission on Human Rights, and with what this statement is saying is that he used their signature without their concern, and therefore they filed a complaint against him. And also they are alleging of misconduct in office. So President Boakai suspended him yesterday and pending investigation. And on the same note, former FDA boss A.B. Kruman surfaced again in Liberia government, and this time around he was appointed. President Boakai used executive order yesterday to establish a task force. It's called the National Task Force to Combat Illicit Money Activities, and this task force will be headed by A.B. Kruman. Kruman now surfaced again in Joseph Newman Boakai government, and he will be heading that task force as stipulated. And he will be cracking down on illicit money in Liberia. So that is it from LRB. We will be providing more information on that. Now, that brought me to what I want to talk about here today. You know, today was Cottington graduation, and a lot of Liberians graduated. Let me say congratulations to Jamel Davis, a son of my studies already district, who got his MBA today. A lot of folks graduated today. Some from Twah River, and you name it. Victor Wilson, the FDA boss man, graduated today as well, and a couple of very productive Liberians graduated today as well. Now, that graduation ended with some, debate. The Honorable Vice President of Liberia, Dr. Jeremiah Kpankun, was the orator. He was the speaker of the day, and he also received an honorary doctorate degree. So now we can comfortably call him Dr. Jeremiah Kpankun, because they confer onto him an honorary doctorate degree. Now he spoke and then pledged the government commitment to Cottington University. And afterward, the vocal senator of Nima County, Senator Samuel Gongwen Koga, had a press conference, who also attended because his daughter graduated too with a master in international relations. So Senator Koga, had a press conference, and that press conference, he said that with what the vice president said, he take an exception to that. That is, those appropriation is already in the budget. So the government should come out, should say something different other than what is in the Boakai administration should say something different. So now that whole, issue has skyrocketed across social media. And that, that still brought this old memory of the Rickman rule between the Honorable Vice President and that of Nimakande Senator Samuel Koga. Now, on top of that, there are some, I think, and this is what I have to say to our leaders from NIMBA, right? And it always baffles me when I hear people say, oh, NIMA unity, NIMA unity, when we are now working towards the NIMA unity, and all we are doing is tearing down one another. And yesterday we sit and say, oh, we're talking about NIMA unity. How can this NIMA unity succeed when we as Nimbayans are not willing to embrace one another? How possible is that? How possible can this unity succeed when we cannot embrace one another? When Senator Koga, had a press conference, and afterward, when Senator Koga had a press conference, and afterward, I've seen some posts from various leaders from NIMA talking about the Sioux and other folks, which I think it is not called for. All right. It is true, we all love the vice president. Equally so, this is the same Samuel Koga who stood his ground and let go of 50,000 and let go of a brand new pickup and said, I will stand by Unity Party. We all can have a disagreement, but let's engage those disagreement constructively, not destructively. And as a leader, a whole president of a county, that post, I don't think is necessary. To be honest, it's not necessary. If I think you should play the motherly role here, not to add fuel to the fire already. When I saw it, and a lot of outlets have taken up with that post. They have reposted it. But I think these are things that can bring the confusion and misfeeling always among us. And I think as a leader, we should be slow to speak and have a listening ear. They may not give a speech and they may not give a rebuttal. The two of them are the same people. Don't many get time they can meet. But yesterday, we the people that are sitting down are the one that creating a whole chaotic scene. And I think it is not a necessary thing that we should go about doing. Everybody is entitled to his or her opinion. If Samuel Koga says something that we think it is not, in order, what do you think we should do? Yeah, we say, oh, this is how it looks at, this is how it looks at. Let's, do a correction constructively. But we all cannot just be there and, be iron fuel to the fire to continuously, fuel the whole thing. Nema County is one of the largest. Nema is the second largest county in Liberia, aside Monserrate. Now, our unity is always solid, and you all know we are the kingsmaker of Liberia. But yes, we call it kingsmaker. But if it is the country that I said from, we call it the electoral college of Liberia. Now, every political institution want to invade NIMBA to gain relevance. But here's the thing that we Nimbayans, I think we are still not realized. That no matter what our difference is, there is no need to castigate one another. There is no need that will create a scenario where we will hate one another. I think it is appropriate that we all work hands in hands to iron things out than to put more fuel to the already existing injury. We all knew when Koga became senator what happened. It was another topic that we discussed this over and over for months. Now the noise have calmed down. And with today's press statement, I don't think it was necessary, though, to even if he has with the statement he made or his opinion that he voiced out, I don't think it was necessary, though, that leaders will come out to make those statements. Now, if you guys can always come and say there are wounded soldiers in Nimba, and we are to make this Nimba unity strong, it requires putting on or leaving behind the cap and trying to embrace our brothers and sisters to join us and unite Nimba. We shouldn't just wait when we're approaching 2029 or 2027. By 2028, we start engaging those wounded soldiers. It will be late. That's the one we call October late for study. But I think it is best and appropriate that we Nimbayans, especially those of you in the full vanguard of this quote-unquote Nimba unity, start the groundwork at this time, so that by the time we get to tomorrow, we will have enough ground to work on. But if we wait, another wounded soldier, Chairman William P. is another wounded soldier. We're leaving him out. We saw what he voiced out these few days, which has taken over the social media. As a leader, you are slow to speak and think twice before you speak. That man is dissatisfied with things. Now, was it appropriate to voice out what he said? That is his opinion. But in my understanding, I think the best thing that should have been done was to voice this out to the VP directly on phone, or maybe call elders of Nimba. And I am told the elders of Nimba have called him. And they are coming to our elders too. Are coming to them. But I think we Nimbayans, the unity, I don't think we are ready. On a very serious note, I don't think we are ready, because we still haven't realized or have not, put on the belt to unite our brothers and sisters, to unite the folks that are surrounding us. And if we are waiting to get to 2020, let's say we are waiting to get to 2028 or 2029 to start bringing them around us, that would be a shame and disservice. Now is the time. Now, let me be real with you guys here. I'm not as a Senator Koga and myself, he's my senator of Nimba County. We have only spoken on phone. But where the truth lies, let's put it right there. I think at times it is good that when you're speaking or when you're saying things, you know your environment. You know your environment and know what to say. Knowing fully well that whatever comes from you is understood differently. If I were the honorable man, Koga, I'll fight my battle differently. Now, to our elders of Nima, and with no disrespect to any of you people, I don't know any of you personally. I don't know anybody. I don't even know your name, but all I know will get elders from Nima because I am told the elders have called Honorable William Bay to Nima. I am told. In fact, not told. Quote unquote, elder called Senator Samuel Koga when I read my role was going on between he and Dr. Jeremiah Kmankun, Vice President of the Report of Liberia. Now, here is my problem with these elders of Nima. Why is it that you guys will always wait when the oil spilled before you all come in? Why? You know, with the actions of some of you, it shows that there is no independent elder in Nima. You guys have all become political elders of Nima. Which I think when I say elder, elders are people who say the truth, how it is, no matter what you look at. If it is John Brown, even if it is President Joseph Boakai, you look at his face keenly and say, President, you are up high, yeah. They 1 year you did is wrong. That's what we call elders. But for y'all to always wait and come out when somebody say things or when things happen, to wait and come by and give a statement, I think it put y'all in a book that people look at y'all very bad. When things are happening, all of y'all can understand English. All of y'all can understand English. When things happening, your children saying that all of y'all got radio. Those things are recorded and played on radio. And when those things are going on, we expect y'all to come in immediately and handle things, but y'all will wait. When it's spilled now, then y'all say the elders coming in. The elder of Nima calling this person. I mean, y'all gotta design different strategies to handle things in Nima. Now, it's true, the president have the right to hire and fire. The president have the right to appoint John Brown and fire John Brown at any time at will. Anytime he wishes to do so. 100%. Nobody dispute that. But here's the thing. All right. If we are to be fair and serve justice to everyone in our county, I'm a minister from Bahrain. I'm a minister. Wilma was the only minister from Bahrain. You fire him and put another Nima man there. Now, everybody is women 100%? No. All of us have our flaws, which lives with us. But we expect y'all the Nima. When Raymond was removed, we didn't hear any error from Nima saying we gotta go ask why our son was removed. Nobody. And I don't know whether any of y'all the elders ever call this man and say what happened. Because when women was removed, there were a lot of hearsay they say surrounding his removal. It was not a secret. Y'all heard it. Women got removed, Tingman came on board. And when Tingman came on board, in less than a month, all of y'all went to, I think, Alex Base or somewhere where everybody was the chief zoo, the this and that, or traditional, all of y'all, they gave y'all laptop, motorbike, and things. All those things, it shows that you guys are political elders of our county. Me, I'm talking it right here. I'm not disrespecting any of y'all, but what we saying is that we want y'all the elder, our people for Nima County. We want y'all before the things spill outside, y'all try to arrest the issue. It can't be a secret. And that's just it. All y'all the elders. Let's just say they come to somebody that come today, or maybe you hear the vice president saying, hey, I don't need a person to be elder. I want a person to be replaced with this other person as elder, and see whether that person that was removed will not have, bad feeling. My baby, then all we need from you is for you to be fair and try to get into issue before it go bad. That's what we say. That's what I'm saying. All right. That's what I'm saying. The thing here, it's not the first time, not the second time. Y'all wait when things get bad before y'all come in. But what we want from y'all is before the thing gets bad, we want y'all to come in and say, hey, y'all hold on. All right, y'all, I want you right here. Don't make people listen to y'all. If y'all think, if you guys have called women before and talked to women, all right, I mean, women was removed. Women was removed and replaced with thing, man. If y'all think you guys have called women before and talked to women, well, women go to the radio station and say the vice president didn't like me, that's why I got removed. The vice president said my wife should call her for document, that's why I got removed. When they agreed, that's why I got removed. You think women are going to go on radio station and say that? But we want to say that when things get bad or when things go wrong, before we come out to say we try to talk between our children, it is not right. You're our elder there, but y'all can do something too that can't go down well with us. I mean, I always tell you, no senior player on my team. No senior player on my team. I have no dealing with any of those men. But where the true lies, when the truth be there, we'll say correct. Back, clear. We go by our business. But we want y'all our papi. We want y'all to do the right thing. The way you call it, women pay to Nima. They're gonna call it VP too. There are two that your children in there. You all call them. Don't just call women and talk to women. Call on the vice president. You all sit down and let the people reconcile. But don't call it VP. Don't call women pay and then you read the VP aside. You talk to women pay and then women pay go. If you're calling women, you're calling VP, that is both of them have reconciliation. That is break cola. And before things fall, y'all start working on it. Y'all can't wait when it go bad before y'all come in. It's not good. They will tell us that you're political elders. I just gave you my 1 cent. So before you can go say, who that brother sitting over there talking plenty? I'm on Twah River, but I'm just telling you that the right thing y'all should be doing before the things fall, before the beans fall. Y'all try to put a Gary over there before the beans fall. But when the beans fall, the bean has fall, and then you say I want to bring Gary over there, Papa is late. That county there for that county to be together, that you're the one will make that county to be together. Because if the unity is not there, I don't know, I don't know how the other thing was before. My uncle was an elder, but he didn't live long enough so that we will learn from him. how this whole other thing work. But the other thing, the other ship that you guys carry in Nima, I know I think it is my opinion. I think when they say this person is an elder, that person should be vote of politics. Simple. And be a very, fair judge. When a black, they say that a black. A white, they say a black, a white. That's what we want from you. That you will see how your children then will relate to one another. But if things happen, they see that there's partiality in things, or everybody taking their side, and by then, my old man, and you're not working you. You should not wait on it when the thing go bad before you come in, and it will not be good. Okay, I'm on okay, yo. I'm on one thing I feel telling you. Back to base, folks. Well, folks, want to say welcome to you again. We were just speaking to our people, and for me, I don't have no link with any of them. The Honorable Vice President, Dr. Kuhn, Senator Koga, Honorable P, all of them. I consider all of them to be my leaders. I don't have no personal link with nobody. But my thing is, as a leader, we should be slow to speak. It better we fight our battle differently. Knowing that you are a public figure, whatever you say, it goes way wide. There are start of communications. There are start of communication that you can adapt. But, if you are a leader and not saying or doing things, let's just say the way you say things, if you are not watching what you say and how you talk, anything that comes from you, it goes on the contrary. So I think it's best to be very much aware of our surroundings when we speak it. Know what to say in public and know what to say among people. To all the supporters, this is politics. We don't know where those guys can meet. Whoever thought today Honorable Gompoya Kagon and Anthony Garrison Yelu will be that close? We all saw what happened during the 2017 election. May peace be to his artist, the late godfather of Nema, Senator Yomi Johnson, brought Kompu to District Number 4. Said this is the person I want to replace Garrison. Garrison fought. But you know what? Senator Johnson told him, as you leave in this building, you're not coming back. Find the things you won't come back. And that's what happened. We saw the fight, the bitterness, the Rick Monroe that went very long way. But today we can see that Garrison and Gompu are best of friends. That shows that politics, just right here in America, President Donald Trump, you're talking about Ted Cruz. Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, that is the Secretary of State today. Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, they were all contesting for the Republican nomination back in 2016. And you know how Mr. Trump is. If anything from his mouth, that bullet. Those guys, they were all insulted by President Trump. Now President Trump, when he was still contesting. But you see today, they are the best of friends. Whoever thought Rubio working Trump administration as Secretary of State, the one who called Foreign Minister in Liberia, whoever thought that? We never thought of that. But here is it today that they are all best of friends. Most of those top guys that you see in office with a Republican in America, they and Trump went a loggerhead, but now they are the best of friends. That shows that politics, right? Politics is totally a different ball game. So let's be slow to address those political issues. And to our man, Marco, you live in this country. There are some things that you don't have to respond to. You don't have to. We take you to be the mother of that county. You should be playing the motherly role. These are all your children. The Zambia Koga mother is what? Man, woman read before getting the secretary. Who are you, man, woman? You are the mother of Nima. So we expect you at times, not everything you were talking to him, man. But our post you made today, though you didn't call name, but whoever read, you didn't just make that post. It came after a statement was made. It came after a statement was made, but Oman, business, there are things that are now worth speaking to. At times, it's just good to go by a normal business. Now, let's be Nima Small, Kanto, national scene. You know, one thing I have seen with President Boyka administration is that he's taking action. I understand. People will say, oh, George Weah took action. But Liberians cry for George Weah to take action whenever things happen. That didn't happen. So it's good where the true lies, where the flower is, you put it right there. Mr. Weah administration was not all marked by negative stuff during his time in office. But majority of it was noise, and chaotic. That shows that we are all human, but it is equally important whenever us human, when things happen as a head, you step in and speak to your people and take certain actions, it will calm down the situation. Of recent, we all knew the story. We all heard about the seizure of no consignment at Roberts International Airport, which equivalent to 19 point something million dollar worth of goods. We all saw that. Fine, no doubt. And a week or so later, somebody was suspended from the car. Now, what I'm driving at is that it's important that when things happen, as a leader, you take a stand so that your people will see. And let me say kudos to President Boyka. But when you suspend them, let's speed up the investigation and let the Liberian people get the actual and the factual story behind them. Swapo Dennis was suspended. I don't know how far is that case. So far, I think the person that the case has been clear was Noka Glasgow. We applaud you for taking actions, certain actions. But even like your party chairman said, Babe, reshuffle for your government. You've gone down the line nearly 2 years now. Reshuffle for the minute. Reshuffle. Let's have different group of leaders leading the country at times. And I can see the young people that you brought on board, some are doing well, some are not. We applaud you for that. That's what I call a mature government. But there is still work that needs to be done. The Liberian people, the corruption is still wearing jackets. Embezzlement is the refined word. Embezzlement. Man, instead that those the clandestine deeds still going on. The nothing for nothing still happening on a daily basis, oh man. And we need you to take serious actions. Eric Roman is back on board, as I read earlier on. Roman is back. But this task force, we don't know, because Roman came from LDA. You suspended this guy from LDA. I don't know whether you cleared Roman, why you suspended him, we didn't know. But now you're bringing him back into your government again as head of task force. Where is Fadiga? He too was suspended. I don't know how far the case went. I don't know up to now. Anybody can correct me on that one. But as those issues have been solved, or you are solving it on a daily basis, we applaud you for that. But we want more transparency in handling those issues. One case that have gone, both worldwide, internationally, is this issue of the drugs case. And I don't think it is an issue that we ought to take it lightly because the care is not taken. The Liberians will suffer that. And thank God you are, a far-sighted leader. We are to work, still work that needs to be done. And we applaud you in your administration for what you continue to do. But you still have some bad elements within your government. And I think it is very much important that, as the chairman said, you reshuffle. Take the sheep out of the goat. Because we still have people who say, where you tie a goat there, where the goat will eat. But the sheep who cares about how Liberia will progress, bring on many on board. Bring it on board. Bring them on board. Bring them. Say thank you. All right. Let me go to India. Last week or over the week, we, had a group of Liberians who are in India. They were here on this platform. And we even wrote a news about what is happening to some of the students over there. This worth very keen attention from the Liberian government. Maybe you have not traveled outside of Liberia yet to see how other people don't really care about, all they think of is what skin color. But they don't really think that we are the same human. Now, even when somebody dies, the same amount of time that the dead body will be under the ground for before it decays completely. It's not different. Black man dies and be under the ground, the same amount of time it takes for that body to decay is the same amount of time that it will take for a white person body to decay under the ground. People just don't understand that. The same red blood in a black man body is the same red blood in a white man body. People just don't understand that. Yet still, those things are not considered by people of different nationalities. The treatment we get outside of our homes is quite different than we get home. What am I driving at? What I'm trying to say in simple is that it's very much important that the Liberian government look at the needs of, even if it is, a consulate in India. The India have what? They have their embassy in Liberia, but we don't. Why? Our children will get into a problem and decide to involve the police. The police will look at them and say that it's same people. Some Liberians in India are not, have become a very gangster, attacking the very same Liberians because they know that the authority there will not do anything. No representation of Liberia to India. The students live there by the mercy of God. But it's important. Go see the Indians in Liberia. They own the businesses. They are the bosses down there. Nobody's embarrassing them. But here it's you and I. Our brothers and sisters, our children are there. When they are leaving the house, they're praying whether they will come home safely without being attacked. Somebody will come intentionally and hit on another person because they know they go to police, nothing will come out of it. This is how problems literally start. But if we have an authority, a representation from Liberia to those places, there will be a little bit of calm because there will still be a bad apple among within society. But we don't have that representation. Based on that, we will see that our children, our brothers and sisters will still be in those predicaments. For our folks, fellow Liberians, fellow Zimbabweans, our brothers and sisters in India, Zimbabweans residing in India and going to school are calling us for support. They want us to support them. They want us to help them because they are taking on a very serious initiative that requires our help. There are some students who are there not going to school. Reason being, people lie to them. People lie to them in the sense that the recruiter then, oh, come here, you get scholarship, you get this one. Somebody who does not have the financial capability but want to experience education outside came and was lied to, used his last resources, got to India, no way. They are stuck. So those students are saying we want to help our own brother and sister, even if it is part payment, less those that were already in school but don't have means to continue, let them continue to go to school. That's why they are calling us upon for help. And that's why I think it is important that we adhere to this kind of a call to assist our brothers and sisters in India. And I always say, you might say, oh, I got nobody there. Fine. You don't have nobody there. That's cool. Perfectly fine. No issue. But remember, it's the same Liberian there. When that boy was killed, we all was outraged. We saw how Liberians were angry over that issue. And thanks to the Liberian student leadership for even though stepping in to even call the embassy to foreign ministry in Liberia, the minister got to summon the India ambassador to Liberia before something could even happen. If they have not been fast in doing that, those perpetrators were going to get on a plane and go back to Sudan. Nobody's going to see them. But I think it's important that, when we see students doing something, we assist, we help them. All y'all from Nima County, all your government officials, y'all receive letter from those children. Y'all please do something. We're backing you. We know how busy and engaging you guys are. Your one thing can make a difference. Man, guys, how you call it? Send wave number. Just send in what you have through send wave in their direct account. They will receive it. It will be a help to them. We implore you all to assist. If you ever received letter from them, even if you did, please help those children. They are in need. Let's help them. Let's make a difference. Let's make a very big difference. That's all we need from you. And all this, no, folks, I want to say thank you to you all for your time being here tonight. Tomorrow we'll bring you full, flash information. We will be here on our full time. Right now, most of my crew outside is graduation in Liberia. We will also be covering another graduation program tomorrow in San Nicolas. So look out for our live broadcast tomorrow. And we hope that all of us will, have a good time tomorrow. Thank you all for your time. God's willing. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye from my end.